$43,000. That's the average bill for a single 3-day hospital stay in the United States. And if you're under 35, there is a 66% chance you don't have enough savings to cover even a fraction of that. Now, here's what's interesting. Most financial advice tells you to save 3 to 6 months of expenses, build a $15,000 cash buffer, and you'll be fine. But medical debt is the #1 trigger of bankruptcy for people under 35, not credit cards, not student loans, medical bills. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the exact pairing strategy that legally caps your total medical exposure at $8,700, no matter if the bill says $43,000, $400,000, or $4 million. But we need to get there first. So let's start with what actually happens when you get sick. You walk into a hospital. Maybe it's an emergency. Maybe it's a surgery your doctor recommended. You get treated, you go home, and then 4 to 6 weeks later, the mail arrives. And let's say that bill is $43,000. You have $15,000 in savings. You think, okay, I'll pay what I can and work out a payment plan for the rest. Here's what you don't realize. Your health insurance has a deductible. Let's say it's $5,000. That means you pay the first $5,000 out of pocket before insurance kicks in for anything. After that, you pay coinsurance, usually 20%, until you hit your out-of-pocket maximum. Now, for a standard PPO plan in 2024, that out-of-pocket maximum can be as high as $9,450 for an individual. And here's the trap. If you hit that maximum every year because of a chronic condition, a recurring issue, or just bad luck, you're paying close to $10,000 annually on top of your premiums. Your $15,000 emergency fund? Gone. In year 2, finished. This is exactly why medical debt is the #1 bankruptcy trigger for people under 35. It's not because millennials are irresponsible with money. It's because the system is designed to bleed your savings dry before protection kicks in. The average millennial has about $4,000 in savings. A single hospital event can cost 10 times that amount, even with insurance. So what do most people do? They pick the cheapest premium plan their employer offers because the monthly payment looks manageable. But that plan usually has the highest deductible and the highest out-of-pocket maximum. You're saving $200 a month on premiums, but you're exposing yourself to an extra $3,500 in potential deductible costs. That's not a strategy. That's a gamble. Now. Here's where everything changes. There's a specific pairing that over 70% of millennials are not using, even though it's available through most employer-sponsored health plans. It's called a high-deductible health plan paired with a health savings account. And when structured correctly, it caps your total medical exposure at $8,700 for 2024. That number, $8,700, is the legal maximum out-of-pocket limit for an individual high-deductible health plan in 2024. It's set by the IRS. No HDHP can require you to pay more than that in-network period. But here's the part that makes this strategy nuclear. The HSA, the health savings account that pairs with your HDHP, is the only account in America with a triple tax advantage. You contribute pre-tax. The money grows tax-free, and withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are tax-free. No other account does this. Not a 401k, not a Roth IRA, nothing. So let's walk through how this actually works in practice. Step 1. During open enrollment, you select the high-deductible health plan instead of the PPO. Yes, the deductible is higher, usually around $3,000 to $4,000 for an individual. Stay with me. Step 2. You open an HSA and contribute the maximum allowed. For 2024, that's $4,150 for an individual. If your employer contributes anything, and many do, that counts toward your limit. And step 3, and this is where most people mess this up. You do not use the HSA for current medical expenses if you can afford to pay out of pocket. Instead, you let the HSA grow. Most HSA providers let you invest the balance once you hit a $1,000 threshold. That money grows tax-free for decades because here's what nobody tells you. At age 65, the HSA penalty for non-medical withdrawals disappears. It essentially becomes a traditional IRA, but with the added benefit of tax-free medical withdrawals for the rest of your life. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's come back to the $43,000 hospital bill. You're on an HDHP. You get the bill. Your deductible is $3,500. You pay that first. Then coinsurance kicks in, usually 20%, until you hit the out-of-pocket maximum. For 2024, that maximum is $8,700. That's it. The insurance company covers everything above that, 100%, as long as you stay in-network. $43,000 bill? You pay $8,700. $400,000 bill? You pay $8,700. $4 million bill? $8,700. Now compare that to the standard PPO with a $9,450 out-of-pocket maximum. On the HDHP, you save $750 per year in worst-case exposure. But more importantly, the HSA you've been funding? That's pre-tax money. So your actual out-of-pocket cost is even lower because you're paying with tax-free dollars. If you're in the 22% tax bracket, paying $8,700 with pre-tax HSA funds is like paying about $6,500 in real after-tax dollars. Compared to the PPO's $9,450, you're saving nearly $3,000 per major medical event. So let's recap the strategy. Number 1, enroll in a high-deductible health plan during open enrollment. Number 2, max out your HSA at $4,150 for 2024. Number 3, pay current medical costs out of pocket when you can. And let the HSA compound. Your worst-case medical exposure is capped at $8,700. Your HSA is building a tax-free war chest for future medical costs and retirement. And you're no longer one hospital visit away from bankruptcy. $43,000 becomes $8,700. That's not a discount. That's a legal cap enforced by the IRS, available to anyone with access to a qualifying health plan. The question was never whether you could afford to get sick. The question was whether you'd structured your finances so that you never have to. If this was helpful, there's more on the channel, covering 401k mistakes, Roth IRA strategies, and the investing moves that actually matter before 35.